You asked for this comparison on my Amazfit T Rex 2 videos and now you got it. I am finally going to do an Amazfit T Rex 2 versus Garmin Forerunner 245 Music comparison. So without any further delay, let's start with the build quality. Whenever I am comparing T Rex 2 with any other watch like Watch 4, I always say this classic line: if you want looks, then go with that. If you want durability, then go with T Rex. However, that's no longer the case. I mean, it is fair to say T Rex 2 has met its match, sort of. And it's none other than Garmin 245 Music. Which one is going to win? Let's find out. T Rex 2 features a polymer alloy body that is lightweight and durable. Similarly, Garmin 245 Music sports a polymer case that protects the watch from shocks, hits and bumps. A Gorilla Glass 3 in front of the 245M protects the smartwatch from scratches and damage. There is no similar protection provided on the Amazfit T Rex 2, but it is no scratch magnet either. I have used the watch for almost 2 months now and there is still no scratch, but Gorilla Glass is still missed on the watch. Amazfit has removed it for cost cutting as previous generation watches used to have them. Talking about the strap, the 20mm strap available on Garmin 245M is more lightweight and comfortable to wear. However, an extra keeper on T Rex 2 makes it more secure on my wrist. Also, T Rex 2 doesn't feature a quick release mechanism like Garmin, and due to its custom design, your option for third-party straps is limited. Amazfit T Rex 2 features dimensions of 47.1mm by 47.1mm by 13.65mm. On the other hand, Garmin 245 Music features dimensions of 42.3 by 42.3 by 12.2mm. As you can see, the Amazfit T Rex 2 is thicker than the Garmin 245 Music, and it is because the watch is packing a bigger battery. Bigger dimensions and battery contribute to the increased weight of the Amazfit T Rex 2. It weighs 66.6 grams, which is significantly more compared to 38.5 grams of Garmin 245 Music. And I personally found Garmin 245M to be more comfortable to wear while running. T Rex 2 on the other hand felt a little heavy on the wrist. Another thing that I liked about T Rex 2 is that it comes with buttons to control the watch. It seemed to be a very Garmin inspired watch. In terms of design, it's only missing a light button found on the Garmin 245. One advantage that it has over Garmin 245 is that it also has a touch display, so you can also operate the watch with touch. I personally found myself using buttons more often once I got used to using the watch. However, the up and down button shouldn't be that far apart on T Rex 2. If you have used Garmin before, then you might face some difficulty adjusting to T Rex 2. If I have to pick a winner in the build department, it will be Garmin. It is smaller and most importantly lightweight. It might not be an issue for you, but it was for me while running, so the score right now is 1-0. The display is what can make or break a smartwatch, and if you are a subscriber of the channel, you know that I am not a fan of Garmin 245 Music display. You can check my review of Garmin 245 Music video using the I button. Diving back to the specs, Garmin features a translective LCD display. It is not one of the sharpest looking displays on smartwatches, but it has some unique benefits like it consumes way less battery, and it is really a true always on display. Most watches like T Rex switch to this time only mode after a couple of seconds or a minute. Not Garmin 245, as it will show you time, date, distance walk, battery, and depending on the watch face, it can show more details. However, not everything is perfect. It has pretty good readability in direct sunlight, and at night you will need to use the built-in backlight. If you haven't used a Garmin watch before, then consider the display to be like a digital watch. It can be read easily during the day, but at night you will need to use the backlight. Amazfit T Rex 2 on the other hand comes with 1.39-inch AMOLED with a display resolution of 454 by 454, and it can do a peak brightness of 1000 nits, so outdoor readability won't be an issue for the watch. I have to say that during my usage I never found the display to be a problem, whether it's outdoors or indoors. Also, the ambient light sensor on the watch was responsive enough to changing environments. Garmin doesn't need an ambient light sensor during the day, and you can enable gestures to turn the backlight on automatically. Both the displays are good and come with a unique set of advantages and disadvantages. I personally like and prefer the AMOLED display on the T Rex 2. However, I know some users who just love Garmin's translective display. However, that doesn't change the fact winner of this match is T Rex 2. So the score now is 1-1. Operating systems can make or break your smartwatch experience, and without beating around the bush, I would say Garmin is a clear winner. It offers one of the most consistent and most reliable smartwatch experiences in my daily usage. It performs consistently well whether it's tracking your run or simple day-to-day usage. You may struggle a little if you haven't used a non-touch smartwatch before. However, once you get used to it, you might not even be able to go back to a touchscreen smartwatch. Also, the app support on Garmin Connect IQ is phenomenal. You will be able to find all sorts of apps, games, or even custom data screens there. On the Amazfit T Rex 2, situation is quite opposite. App Store situation is pretty bad, to say the least. For example, there is an app that allows you to get real-time Google Map directions on T Rex 2. However, it is a paid app and a lot of you were disappointed with my setup video. Not to mention, it isn't even supported on iOS devices. Speaking of you guys, why are you not subscribing? More than 90% of you are still not subscribed to our channel. Please subscribe and support our channel, it really means a lot to us. Where were we? Yes, we were talking about disappointment. Speaking of which, Zepp OS is not perfect. First, a lot of features that Amazfit put on their marketing material like route import, trackback and automatic strength workout recognition weren't available out of the box. You have to wait quite some time and fortunately it landed while I was working on this video. Otherwise, this part would have been worded a little differently. Second, if you turn on the Bluetooth, presumably to save the battery of your phone, and then turn it back on a couple of hours later after doing an activity, it refuses to sync my activities. Also, I have seen a couple of random reboots, hiccups and jank on the watch during day-to-day usage. Also, despite being a rugged smartwatch, you get the ability to add MP3 music to Garmin 245 Music Watch. You can pair your headphones and go on a run without your phone. There are various third-party music apps also available on Garmin Connect IQ store. So if you want, you can install Spotify and Amazon Prime Music as well. So in the OS department, I would declare Garmin Forerunner 245 Music to be the winner. The score is now 1-2 with the Garmin in the lead. One area where Amazfit T Rex 2 without a doubt dominates Garmin 245M is in the sensor and navigation department. T Rex 2 comes with built-in acceleration sensor, gyroscope sensor, geomagnetic sensor, barometric altimeter and ambient light sensor. Garmin 245 Music on the other hand lacks a barometer and altimeter. Garmin can tell elevation but it is GPS based and does not use any built-in sensor. As I have told you before in my Amazfit T Rex 2 GPS accuracy test video, I like the tracking elevation as I live in the mountain sides. And most of the cycling I do is on the hilly roads. So it is fun for me to track my elevation. Truth be told, Amazfit T Rex 2 isn't perfect either. It lacks support for heart rate straps or any ANT Plus based accessories. So if you want to connect chest based heart rate strap, then you can't do that on T Rex 2. However, you can do that in Garmin 245 Music and any serious athlete would go with Garmin for that reason alone. And if you are not one of them like me, then you won't miss the feature. What makes me say that T Rex 2 is better than the Garmin 245 Music is its multi-band GPS navigation support. It is quick to ping to GPS and performs more than decently on challenging locations. And quite frankly, that's what makes T Rex 2 winner of this round, bringing the score to a draw, which is 2-2. Almost all watches that I have reviewed have some issues when it comes to health and fitness tracking. Samsung has heart rate tracking issues while running and inaccurate sleep tracking. Amazfit T Rex 2, while sounds great, has some issues too. I made a GPS accuracy test video a while back. In that video, I heaped a lot of praises on T Rex 2 mainly because of its heart rate accuracy and phenomenal GPS performance. It was still the early days of me daily driving the T Rex 2, so I was quite impressed. However, I noticed a huge flaw. All my runs and cycling have one thing in common. My aerobic and anaerobic activities were cranked up to 5 and excessive. Compare that to Garmin, which offers way more metrics for sports analysis and not to mention way more accurate. Sports tracking is spot on and it is way more fitness centric. The watch offers daily workout suggestions and even adjusts the workout if I didn't get enough sleep last night. Not to mention 245 Music offers one of the best wrist-based heart rate tracking available on the market. And these are the reasons why Garmin 245 Music is the winner of this round, which brings the score to 3-2 with Garmin in the lead. I am not going to talk more in detail about the sports and fitness tracking of Garmin 245 Music. You can check out my in-depth review using the I button. And if you are enjoying the video so far, then don't forget to hit the like button. It will help other users find out that you found the video useful. I am not going to waste your time, so I am going to tell you right now, T Rex 2 offers better battery life. Even with heavy usage, with 3 hours of GPS activity per week and all the features like heart rate, always on display enabled, the watch lasted me almost 5 to 6 days. And you can get even more battery life if you will use the watch more conservatively. Garmin on the other hand gave me 5 days of battery life with 2 hours of GPS activity in a week. One thing to note here is that even without activity, Garmin 245 Music still lasts 6 days, which is still impressive but not as good as T Rex 2. So score now is 3-3, which makes the match a draw. What it means, you can now buy any watch you want, it doesn't matter which one you go with. Just kidding. This brings us now to the conclusion, and I think most of you know my answer. I would recommend going with Garmin 245 Music. Ecosystem is well polished and you aren't going to run into a lot of problems. We have written a lot of articles on Garmin on our site wearholic.com, so do check them out. Battery life is pretty decent and sports tracking is phenomenal. You can go with T Rex 2 if you need a rugged watch that can survive extreme environments, or a budget smartwatch with a built-in triathlon profile. If it isn't important, then definitely go with Garmin 245 Music. So which one are you going to go with? Tell me in the comment box down below. I will also be leaving a link for the Amazfit T Rex 2 and Garmin 245 Music playlist in the description box and in the I button. It will help you in deciding which one is better watch for you. So guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Wearholic. We will be coming up with more interesting videos like this in the future. So please subscribe and help us reach the 1000 subscribers mark. See you next time.